Hi, I'm Wild Bill. It's the 28th of November 2022, and I want to give a pitch for my latest project, um, uh, a short novel called On Mongolian Seas. There's a minority group in northeastern China where gingers are common: pale white skin, blonde or red hair, blue or green eyes. It's a scary combination to someone unprepared for the genetic biodiversity among humans. In fact, the ghost-faced killer is a recurring trope in WuXia and Xianxia literature, of which I am a fan. My hero descends from this enclave of genetic deep-end oddities. His nickname is Ugly. In China, this sort of derogatory nickname was quite common at one time. He doesn't mind. He's 40 and past that stuff. In fact, it helps with recognition when he travels. Notoriety is independent of fame, either good or bad. Ugly is a fighting artist extraordinaire. His mastery, the title for a novel series with him as the star, sadly lost in my major PC crash a few years back, of open-hand fighting tactics has exceeded the merely mortal. Now he has become a daimon, or a gibor, a mortal so powerful he is liable to notice by the supernatural powers above our mortal realm and world. WuXia, the hero's world, is not a place. It's a loose affiliation of superbly trained fighting and philosophical artists. The heroes recognize one another by type, by bearing, by seeing through a man's every movement to identify the artist inside. Ordinary folks seldom sense the power inside these amazing individuals. The supernatural world is a separate place, though somewhat coterminous with our own mortal realm. There are many realities touched by its common matrix, the astral sea, and ships great and small ply the secret and sacred routes between worlds and realms. To cross between these locations, we might refer to them as different quantum universes, requires a type of wizard called a navigator. The astral sea beyond the reefs and shoals which protect planets from certain horrors is an inhospitable place. To crew an astral ship requires hardiness and resistance above the merely human. Only Daimon can walk the decks or climb the rigging without special adaptive suits. Similarly, other realm Daimon, capable of crewing the ships through the astral deeps, are unable to stay long on any planet. Earth is as hostile to them as the astral sea is for us. But humans are much more likely to make good navigators if carefully trained. This requires the peculiar sense to perceive the astral realm, a pervading medium of green glowing motes. As well as a medium of travel, the astral sea is also a cognate of what we humans call magic. Masters of its stuff, the kells, the glowing motes, can become wizards too. Ugly knows nothing of wizardry, but he is waking up to a previously hidden sensitivity for astral perception, and for the workings of its fundamental Kell components to do work in the real world, magic, in other words. As in other fields of endeavor, the more potent one becomes as a hero, the more likely he is to be noticed by the other primary components of the supernatural realm, the predatory monsters and legendary beasts haunting the near-astral shoals and reefs. There are, too, elevated souls plying these astral channels and byways. Their number, however, is insignificant if compared to the number of predators and scavengers. Most travelers are forced to book passage on the great ships of the astral sea. Ugly has not the slightest hint of any of this. In fact, he's lost memories from the past several years prior to his reappearance in the world, in the year 200 AD. He woke in the midst of the scattered remnant of a wrecked sailing ship. Looking around, he discovered that the ruins of that doomed ship are surrounded by what seems limitless red stone and sand. Stranded in an alien desert, limited to a few artifacts of the ship, the rest are scourged by fire or frost, he waits for the sun to move so he'll have the cardinal points of the compass for reference. That's a general synopsis. As far as the project goes, I'm 15,000 words in, headed for 30,000 word total. On Mongolian Seas. Wild Bill.